Namaste. Today, I'm deeply honored to sit down for this episode of Tejas with someone whose journey is equal amounts of courage, grit, and clarity. This is none other than Anand Mahurkar, the CEO of Findability Sciences. Findability Sciences, a name which not only carries uniqueness, but it carries the complete vision and mission of the organization, meaning ability to find information is a science, and that is what Findability Sciences is. Let's get talking to Anand. Anand's journey started from a small town in Maharashtra, which is the very town where I live, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Born in a family of teachers, his journey has spanned continents with one word: artificial intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence is something on which the entire Findability Sciences as a company has been created. They have been awarded 2 times in a row the Fortune Most Innovative Company Award, both for 2023 and 2024. They work with leading Fortune 500 companies and many other organizations to make them more efficient, more productive, more in line with what the world demands today. Let's get talking to Anand. Welcome, Anand.
Thank you.
Anand, thank you for being on Tejas today.
My pleasure.
Tejas is the enterprising journeys of Aurangabad Sambhajinagar. So we have done 10 episodes so far with different leaders in the city. And I would like to leave this with you. And I would like to now start really talking about your journey, if you don't mind.
Sure, thank you. An honor.
Anand, before we step into the world of AI and data, I think we need to step way back, the world you grew up in, the boy and the youth.
So first of all, thank you for having me on this podcast and welcome to all the listeners. Me as a boy, born in Ambezogai, pretty much in a middle class or lower middle class Brahmin family, the youngest child. I have one older sister and older brother. The city was, or Ambezogai, I don't know whether at that time called village or city or taluka, a quiet city. My father was a professor, was known very strict teacher in the town. Grew up just studies, playing around. The best toy ever I had was a brick, which was with a headlight carved by me and the windows carved, and then that used to be my most precious possession. And was just take that brick as a bus or a truck and then roam around in the neighborhoods playing with that. Very beautiful childhood, loving family, education family, so a lot of books at home, newspapers. Then my father used to travel to Sambhajinagar a lot from Ambezogai because she was associated with the Marathwada University. So we used to get a lot of journals coming from university. And then study, 10th pass, 12th pass. Parents had only one vision: you need to be doctor or engineer. Ambezogai has an engineering college, medical college, and the natural choice was to go for medicine. Studied more for medicine, secured more marks for medicine, got admission into medicine.
Oh, really?
And the day I was about to start my medical education in Ambezogai, my brother used to study here in Sambhajinagar at the Government Engineering College. He was 2 years older than me. So he heard finally, because there was this communication was either letters or somebody travels. And he came traveling all the way to Ambezogai and he said, I heard you finally taking admission to medical. I said, yes. He said, it's a wrong decision because we need to get out of poverty line. And to become a doctor, 7 years, then practice, then you will have to set up your own hospital. It's not an easy journey. Whereas in engineering, 4 years and you get a job. And that just convinced me, dropped the medical seat, came to Sambhajinagar, wanted mechanical engineering. Why? Because my brother is a mechanical engineer. There's no other solution. But didn't get it because by then the seats were filled since I applied late. But since I scored good marks, I got first civil engineering. Got admission into it. But in 2 weeks succession, some people from mechanical engineering got dropped and got into mechanical engineering. So that was a boy getting converted into a youth coming to Sambhajinagar. Sambhajinagar was really a very, very loving town for us that time.
And this was way back in which year?
This I'm talking about, I came to Sambhajinagar in 86. And my mama and mausis used to live in Sambhajinagar. So this was a city which offered love. So coming from Ambezogai in a bus ride in a peak summer, spending summers in Sambhajinagar was the best time of transition from a youth, boy to youth. 4-year engineering at Government College of Engineering, where probably one of the best time, as always everybody has in the school. Studied mechanical engineering, had a constant question as to why are we studying this in the college, right from applied mechanics to fluid mechanics to math 1, 2, 3, 4 topics, but somehow finished all the courses, could get good marks in every year. But that time the vision was just to get a job, and to land a job there were companies coming into Sambhajinagar College, very few, 1 or 2. Mostly Bajaj Auto was the first who is to take that time the loads of mechanical engineering students. But that year, or from a couple of years previous to that, Bharat Forge started coming to Sambhajinagar's engineering college. So Bharat Forge Pune came first, and they picked up 5 of us, and then Bajaj Auto came and they picked up remaining 35 batch. So got job at Bharat Forge, moved to Pune after engineering. In fact, the examination got over on 30th June or something, and 1st July I started my first job in 1990. So that was a transition from a very quiet family life boy in Ambezogai to an engineering youth in Aurangabad, moving into a professional in Pune in Bharat Forge.
A very practical insight, very contextual by your brother at that time, yes, that we need to get out of poverty, 4 years, let's do this, not that. Yes. From that time when you had your own vehicle in the form of a brick on which you had carved headlights, to this time of autonomous vehicles, the journey from being a mechanical engineer to being a global AI visionary is certainly not linear.
Yes.
Tell us something about that.
So it's also not by design. I think most of this happened by accidents. The one thing I did different in my life is, unlike many people, I kept on taking risks. Everybody gets opportunities. Opportunity knocks once to your door. Almost all of us open that door, but then we don't identify that is an opportunity. We feel it's nuisance. Somebody just disturbing us, and we shut the door and let that knock go away. I think somehow I had a constant instinct about something knock has happened, is it right for me? And I kept on taking decisions in that direction. So it more kept on happening accidents, and thankfully almost all of them proved to be pleasant one. So I started with Bharat Forge. Very first few months I realized what mechanical engineering is. There was 1 month of a graduate engineer's training, and then there was a shift allocation. And here I go, I had to start my night shift. And wearing those blue jumpsuits, putting those gloves, and then the first 3-month job was to clean oil on the machines. Going around the shop floor at 1200 degrees Fahrenheit furnaces. So not that I have no problem in doing any job, but the instant feeling internally as to what you can do and what you cannot do. So I always felt that I don't think I'm cut for this, but I still did. My then Bharat Forge manager still is in touch with me. Okay, so did job diligently, but then realized that I need to do something more as well. So Bharat Forge that time was the first company in the world which moved from hammer, because the forging process is that you hit the fillet, hit it, and then form the shape. It's the most inefficient process in engineering, because when you hammer, a lot of energy goes away. So they deployed a screw press. So this is a German company, Weingarten. They had invented a screw press. So when you screw something, the pressure goes into that action, so it doesn't waste much of energy, plus there is no noise, etc. So these German engineers used to work at Bharat Forge, and because of time zone, I don't think that time we had a clue that there are other countries on the earth, and so they used to work in the evenings. They used to live in Blue Diamond, come in the afternoon to the factory, and they used to work late evenings, night. So I used to stay back with them. They had nothing. I was sharing an apartment in Pune with 6 of us. So I used to just stay at the factory, look over the shoulder with these guys. They were doing some computer, but just getting fascinated by how fast they move their keyboards. So started learning. So what is computer? In engineering college here, we had some basic classes, Fortran 4. The first software program I made was saying Ram, 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 Ram. But that was exposure to the computers. So slowly, like cutting a long story short, my next job in Videocon, and there also I started automation, electronics, software. I started self-teaching as much as possible, learning by experience. And one day an opportunity came where Kale Consultant wanted regional manager for Pune. Kale Consultant was the then very famous banking software company in Pune. And that was my first entry into software. And so I joined as a regional manager. Then I purchased C++ books, I purchased Informix books. Then I started learning coding and understanding technology. That 4 years of Kale Consultant, region started buzzing. So I understood that my business acumen in terms of running a business, making customers happy, I was really good at it, and it was going well. We got good sales, the region got stabilized. But parallelly, I started honing my computer skills. I could talk computer lingo, customers were listening to me. That built more confidence, and that time Datamatics, a Mumbai-based company, had placed an advertise saying want CEOs. And here you go, I always felt that I'm a CEO. And I said I applied for that and went and met the chairman of the company. But they said, oh, we placed order for CEOs, and this Bachu coming in for the interview. But still, Dr. Kanodia, the chairman of Datamatics, he entertained me. He said, oh, so you want to be CEO? I said, I am a CEO. And then he asked me all the things, and he said, but you have no international experience. You are a mechanical engineer. You spent 8 years on shop floor. You're barely 3 years into Kale Consultant and software. How can I take you a CEO of a software company? I said, give me a chance. Give me an assignment, and if I prove it, then we'll decide. If not, I'll find out another job. So it was actually, I'm telling you, sorry, this is in a way long distance AI journey, because very good assignment I got with them was Dr. Conrad told me that we want to set up a document management and workflow practice. Now, document management and workflow, I had no clue what it is. I started reading books, looking up online, then realized that the physical documents now needs to be digitized. And then once you digitize it, then you need to manage it, and that's called document management. How where you store, how do you retrieve, what is the security?
In terms of timeline, this was in the year?
This is, I'm talking about 2001. So the document management, once you create digitized document, then let's say mortgage process. So you are approver, I am applier, I have given all my documents, then they get digitized, there's a packet created, then it should go to you, then on your screen it should appear, you approve, then there is a next process. So that electronically that file should flow and should follow rules, roles and routes, and that becomes workflow management. So I simplified it in my brain. I said, okay, I got it, now we'll go and sell. In first year I got $2 million business, and that was never done by anybody at Datamatics ever. And that too in an international market where I had no experience of America. I had never traveled to America, and I got 2 million business, went twice to get business to US, and that made me suddenly a hero within the company, but also my confidence boosted that not only I can do it in domestic market, but I can do it in international, into new area. So that time Datamatics acquired a company in Boston. And that company was also into physical document processing. So he said, you move to US for 2 years and take care of digitization of that place, manage employees, and then we'll see what happens after that. Never said no, picked up bag, wife, 3-year-old kid, me, and 2 suitcases. We moved to America for 2 years. In fact, we had no home, nothing. But we went to hotel and we lived in hotel for 6 months. I used to be at work all the time, and my wife Prachi and the older daughter Ketki, they were in hotel. That was their maiden visit to America as well. But when I attached to that acquired company, it was a shop of about 150 people. Started helping salespeople also go sell this, sell that, let's create solution. So I said, I'm only on document and workflow. I should get involved into data also, because that time the data warehouse, data management started coming up. So I created some solutions with the salespeople. I started selling, and Harsh, 2003 when I moved till 2010, practically the highest career track anyone can have. So I went as a pre-sales engineer to United States and became president for about 10,000 people with 3 companies I acquired: data warehouse, document management, business analytics, businesses, everything on data and document, got into it. So this was a manufacturing to backend to software as a general management to software programming to then doing data and document, laid the foundation to AI, because with till 2010 the data and documents importance I had seen into almost every organization. We solved very, very big challenges for large corporations. I crisscrossed the world all the time, grew the revenues dramatically, customer satisfaction was highest, and that's how I realized I became a computer executive. But then that urge from my engineering college days that I need to start something on my own was always there, and that boosted, because when I went to America, and this might sound for many people a made up story, I got one of my colleagues' car first evening. He said, take my car from the office, it is spare car for you and your family to go around. I pulled the car out from the parking lot and I thought there should be gas to be filled. And I went to the gas station. Here you just go, they open, they put. And then I looked around and I got down. I didn't know how to open and how to put the gas, because it's exactly opposite than you. And from there the journey started. There were no GPSs that time. It was a map, yes, 22 years ago. So restarted career. I didn't know anybody in America that time, because first relocation, no network. But by 2010, many US corporations started knowing me, who I am, what I do. And that led me to finally get motivated to set up my own business, and we can talk about how this data document base and my computer science came to play into the AI.
Phenomenal. What I gather so far is taking risks is one. You have seen open doors. So at Bharat Forge, you saw these people with computers, or with Datamatics, you saw this, we need CEOs. So taking risks, having a very strong conviction, a very high power of observation, and never saying no, as you said. So
and risk is such an interesting word. Risk to one is not risk to others. Okay, like the guy who jumped from the plane few years ago without parachute and landed, for him it was not a risk. For all billion people on the earth who were watching at him was a complete risk that what crazy guy, he might die. But for him, it was that achieving that goal to land into that net was the focus. So while initially, and for us all, we do jobs, and since we all come from common Indian background, earning is always the main aim for job. That drives you more. But for me, it was more, what can I do more? And when you say risk, I was giving risk comparison, is that many of my friends or relatives or those people who watched me, why are you changing this to software? You are a mechanical engineer, right? And that, for them, it was a risk. But for me, I was confident, because how is computer finally built? Who built it? And why this needs something special to be a computer engineer? Yes, I didn't get that into book. And then Harsh, every time it gets fascinating to me that if you see the most successful people on the earth, and if you see their qualifications, now in fact I get amazed. practically every chief digital data officer, chief AI officer or CTO in America, when I go and study their education, BA in psychology, and they're the chief AI officer of a $27 billion company. So education is important, but the times change is very fast. The societies are changing, the education is changing. So yes, it was a risk, and for many of, if I look back, will I take that decision now? May not, but that's say because of age. But that time it just felt fun.
Well, as they say, if you keep it very safe, then safety becomes the biggest risk. Anand, what I understood so far is all these experiences crystallized into a very big and bold leap called Findability Sciences. I would like you to tell our audience more about the organization and what makes this organization successful. What do these big businesses with which you work see with you? What is it that they can't do themselves, but you can do it for them?
Harsh, before we get into about organization and what they do, and so you said big bold steps. Continuing on earlier that I stopped at my expertise on data and document. There's actually a story which I'm sure the listeners will enjoy. It was a summer in Boston.
All right.
And we used to work with IBM, and we are deploying a very large data warehouse solution at one of the largest bank in New England area. And by then I was president, as I told you my journey. There was a team of consultants working, setting up data warehouse, and customer was not happy. So they called me for a meeting. Went there for a meeting, full of conference room with stress, questioning, and me as a president saying, this is whatever we spent $7 million, we're not getting what we want. Well, I had prepared with the team saying, what is the issue? And this is a statement of work. If you go line by line, we said we'll give you this report, this is a report, this is that. So according to our team, everything is delivered. According to customer, in a way they agree that based on, if you say this, I delivered, but they said nothing of this is of useful to us. And it was a little frustrating, but an inconclusive meeting. Customer feels that they're not successful. We feel we delivered. Customer in a way agrees that contractually what you're showing is delivered. So I was driving back for about 1.5 hours back home. And I said, customer is not looking for a business intelligence solution in that case. Then what is they looking for? Because if they say that, yes, this report, for example, daily XYZ report, we delivered. But when they look at the report, they say, not useful. And then this suddenly, by the time I reached home, an idea dawned on me that the customer is not looking for BI. Customer is looking for ability to find information.
Okay.
And this ability to find information, because what was customer? It's a bank. So they were saying, oh, you're giving me daily savings report, for example. But what happens if this savings customer is also my mortgage customer and a home loan customer? And I have to, so then we'll say this is a daily home loan. Okay, but then there is a John Smith here and there's a John Smith here. So they have to go through this now, both the reports to understand, oh, this is the John Smith who is a home loan, this is a John Smith who is a savings. And it's painful for large corporations. And then I kept on thinking overnight, this ability to find. So that means they need John Smith report, not daily savings report and daily this report, or they need to just have ability to find information. And then I was restless for a few weeks, and I got an idea that ability to find information actually can be a technology.
Okay.
Because in your public life, you can go and search on Google,
Right.
but when you come into your business, you don't have those tools. So I said, okay, then what about findability? And it's not an English word, so I coined it, ran to trademark office, trademarked it, and then I became more restless and I decided that I need to quit. So I called my employer, I told him I give you 6 months, I will transition it because I had a lot of responsibilities. I'm not leaving to get another job, so I'll transition it very, very well. Will ensure the continuity, but I'm now going to try it on my own. This is my last chance in career. So, and that time I had interestingly read a book, which title is very funny, is Fat, 40 and Fired.
Okay.
And I was about to touch 40. I was not that fat, but I was just definitely putting on weight. And what next? Because just every April increment and job. So I said, before I am fat, 40 and fired, I should fire myself and set up a company, because I want to build this ability to find technology. So I'll not detail every step of it, but what should be company name? Most people with our backgrounds would go and say family name. I tried abbreviations of daughters' names, first alphabet of all our family member names, and I was not able to crack it. So I was like itching to register a company and start. So I said, how about company without any interesting name? And I coined Swain, Cwain. It is company without any interesting name.
All right.
And I first registered Swain Consulting. And I said, okay, now at least I registered a name, I can start business. And this resignation parallel process was going on, and this company without any interesting name was about to take birth. But then findability, the ability to find information, I coined findability word. Findability cannot be just a company name. It was not coming up. But then one day I thought, how will technology be built? It's a technology, it's a science. So I said, it should be Findability Sciences. There is another company in the United States named Usability Sciences.
Okay.
And I said, oh, somebody is using similar name in the company. And my Swain, Cwain, I'll have to explain everybody, but can be a very good icebreaker, that company without any interesting name.
Indeed.
So was in dual mind, finally picked up Findability Sciences name, registered it, and since then never looked back. So that was a very important anecdotal, because how the data and document not delivering customer what they want has led to my idea of combining them and giving unified information on findability platform and technology. Started my journey as an entrepreneur. Harsh, that time I had, by then in between our second daughter was born, so two school going daughters. We used to live in an apartment in the outskirts of Boston, so I had some mortgage on that, and some $30,000-$40,000 bank balance, which is not sufficient for starting any business. So what do we do? It's typically when you want to start business, you go and look for funding, seed, etc. And me and my wife Prachi, I told her that I don't want to take money from anybody, because my idea is so weird, ability to find information. If it fails, I don't want to take somebody's money and invest. So the challenge I'm going to take it is that let's burn this savings of $40,000. If everything gets over, we just pack the bags and we go back. The way we came, we go back to India. And in India, I can do anything. I can go and teach, I can land a job, and plus our needs there are not less, and I have an apartment in Mumbai area. We can live there. So it's a self-funded company. We started on my own, bootstrapped. Within first 6 months, I got a customer, where this is a not-for-profit company, and they said, yeah, we need ability to find donors, because we have a lot of donor database, but they are not consistently giving donations. So if John Smith gives donation in year 1, and then suddenly disappears for year 7, and then something happens year 8. John Smith loses some family member, has cancer, so they donate for cancer. So it's very inconsistent. So can we get all the information put together, view it in a way? I said, yes, that's what exactly I'm trying to do it. So give me the project. So that's the first customer. Since that time, now it's 10 plus years. Every single year we generate revenues. Every single year we generate profits. And this is the only enterprise AI company in the world, and I'm making a very bold statement, is a completely debt-free, has no loans, has no money to be owed to someone, and is the only company which is profitable.
Bravo. Bravo.
If you see in the enterprise AI area, there's most of the companies who have come, they may have gone to some size, but they lose money like anything because they're so-called investing into innovation. And they're expecting that year 5, year 10, there will be some benefits of it. There are companies who are bleeding 70, 80, $90 million a month type of. So coming back your question that how did the culture build, what customers think about it, it was a very tough journey because as a solo person of Indian origin, brown skin in America, going and trying to sell AI when nobody was even talking to AI. Now, there may be for the audience, we need to must join a dot between the findability and what is AI, what's the correlation. So first avatar, as I explained, idea was to combine data, structured data, unstructured data, and give unified access. And first 3-4 years I did that. So first customer was for that, and then because of that we got similar 8, 9, 10 not-for-profit companies. They say, oh, you are doing for them, then do it for us. And then I said, oh, but whenever I was presenting what you are doing, oh, I'm doing for this charity, this, that charity, this. Oh, so that means you are a not-for-profit company. I said, no, I'm for-profit company. No, but your specialization is not profit. I said, no, my specialization is technology. So it was a difficult challenge to explain and communicate. So I wanted commercial business. I wanted banks and retail stores to give me business. But the moment I go and present them, I had the only one use case was for not for profit, and they were not ready to give me the business. So I said, what should I do? And I was like constantly trying to change this ship, which I slowly built to some size, but unfortunately it was just going in one direction.
The not-for-profit direction.
Not for profit as a customer segment. Correct. But again, nothing wrong. I thought as far as I'm getting paid, I'm getting money, even if I'm called not for profit focused company. But the opportunity, I was able to see it very, very well. So I wanted to host this at that time, and we used to use a company named Rackspace, and the performance was very rocky, and many times it was going outage and etc. So during my Datamatics days, I had some IBM relationships. So I went and asked one of my former IBM colleagues, saying, can you introduce me to IBM cloud guys so that I moved from Rackspace to IBM. So he introduced me, we went through, we moved everything into IBM, and it was then quite stable. But when we moved everything to IBM, and some of the people who were watching, they were quite fascinated in terms of how we have done this algorithms and combining. So they reported into senior management saying this partner is doing small company, but they are doing cool job. So one day I got call from IBM saying that we have a division named Watson, and there is a general manager at Watson. He would like to see what you guys do. I said, okay, always ready to show what I'm doing. So the call was set up, explained, and then he said, Anand, do you know what you have? I said, no. He said, you have a foundation for AI. And because he said, that's nobody understands the way you have done. So I want you to be the IBM Watson partner, because we were thinking, how do we go now to mass partner ecosystem and educate them that you guys need to be first data experts, bring data, and then Watson will help. And Watson was also in a development stage. I'm talking about this in 2015 to 2018 era. So 2015, IBM Watson won one Jeopardy show. Are you familiar with that?
I don't think so.
So for the listeners, it's a Jeopardy is a show in America, and this is the only show. It's a reality TV show where 3 participants stand for an hour, and what the anchor does, he reads an answer, and the contestant have to tell what that question is. Okay, it's very, because human brain is construct, and this is again for AI is very important. The human brain construct since childhood is to answer. You think about when the baby is born.
True.
To the baby we ask questions.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
But therefore our brain always just answers. So this Jeopardy show has given twist, quite famous show, and there were 3 contestants who consistently won many seasons. So IBM said now computer can take a challenge with these 3 humans, 2 humans. So the one show then Jeopardy finally allowed IBM is that IBM Watson plus 2 human contestants who won hands down all the Jeopardy show. And IBM Lab, so this episode is actually available, and all the listeners after listening to this episode, they should watch that. It's so fascinating that finally the machine won.
Okay.
The IBM Watson
won.
The IBM Watson won. And it's a natural language. There's nothing, nobody's powering, nobody's. So the anchor asks the question, gives contestant all 3 same time. The buzzer has to, the contestant who knows the answer has to buzz first. Only thing is that Watson was doing the electronic noise, same noise, and kept on answering one after one after one after one after everything right. So I realized that this is going to change the world, because human voice was heard by the machine, and I said I'm just one step away from, because Watson guy is telling me that what you have hosted with IBM is useful. So I went to Watson guy. I said Jeopardy show was amazing, and it was IBM was celebration that time, because it was the movement actually. It got a little bit washed out in the whole because of the chat GPT's overnight things. But all those who are in AI should know that the efforts from IBM to really take the journey to AI to the world. So we became, then appointed me as IBM Watson partner, and not only they said we are now forming an advisory board, because this is so new, this is so fascinating, and we would like to have you on an advisory board. So I was on the IBM at Watson advisory board. There I started learning natural language processing, machine learning, etc., etc. And I used to go for meetings in Austin, Texas, and that led for the Findability platform, the data collection unification stack. We now started putting the Watson APIs to see it works, and it started working well. We then started offering those solutions, and that was a very slow but a dramatic shift into the journey into the AI. And now when I'm going to the new customers, I was no more telling about, oh, I'm doing this for this non-for-profit company. I'm saying, oh, this is what I'm doing. I can do this for your customer service. Should I show you? And then we showed something. And then suddenly we started getting commercial customers. So what I realized that by relying on Watson as a third-party API and account, I don't want to be a service provider. Because I always wanted to create a product company, and we were successful in creating Findability platform. So I said I don't want third-party tools to be combined on top of it. So we then decided to start building on our own, and this office in Sambhajinagar has a major contribution into it. And then we built AI stack and entered the company into AI. But coming back to and last point on your question is that everything is new about this in the market.
That's right.
One principle I learned, and all the podcast listeners should know, people buy from people. People don't buy from brands. And this is my experience. What I'm saying is that yes, brands give comfort. Oh, this is IBM, it will not fail. Oh, this is Microsoft, it will not fail. Oh, this is Google, it will not fail. But ask Google to send an absolute shabby salesperson to sell. They will not buy. So therefore, why Google recruits the most smartest people? Because at the end, when you sit across the table to the customer who is trying to bet his or her career in getting a technology solution, they want to feel comfortable with the person sitting opposite you, saying that, yeah, I trust this guy, he will not do anything hanky-panky, deliver the solution, he knows the subject. So the way we created team, and the way, because of my own constant hard work and work with own hand, had gave me that confidence to go and talk to the customer. And then that Watson advisory board accolade, looking at ground realities, doing all these projects, then the journey started where customers started trusting us, because not because that, oh, you are just a small company. In fact, it's a very interesting one last story before we take the question on this IBM things started succeeding. We started actually building our own tools. We started getting project onto it. It was just before pandemic. IBM's the then CEO, Ginny Rometty, wanted to understand what's the feel between partners. And Wall Street Journal, because these journalists who track the markets, and she wanted to understand, one of the reporter wanted to understand, because to rank IBM stock and this and that, etc. What's the feeling between the partner? Are they bullish, not bullish? And IBM CEO's office reached out to few partners and said, can you come to meet Ginny Rometty? But just one FYI, that while you are in her room, there is going to be a Wall Street reporter sitting silent, just as a fly on the wall.
Right.
They will not make any notes, they will not take any confidential information, but they just want to observe. If you are okay with that, you should come. For me, there is nothing to hide. I was the first guy to raise my hand saying I'll come there. But anyway, so finally we were like 8-10 partners in that room. In the corner, Wall Street senior journalist was sitting. Ginny Rometty, I'm sitting next to her. Absolute tall personality, amazing, successful woman on the earth. And then we were talking and we were debating about various topics. And she, as a IBM leader, she was asking partners, what can we help, how can we help, etc. And I now don't recollect exact question and exact event, but I remember what happened for that. So she was asking one question and I had answered saying, I don't think we need that support. And then the third partner around the corner had something to then answer his question. After a few minutes of his answering his question, he takes a pause and he says, hey, Ginny, by the way, I want to go back to your earlier question to Anand. And Anand said that he doesn't need the support. So he said, the big companies like Findability Sciences may not need that support, but for us, we need that support. And in the introduction, each partner had told his company background and etc. And I knew who partners are, so I had done my own homework. I was the smallest company in that room. Okay, I knew who I am and what I am. Each of those partners were like a multi-billion probably or close to $1 billion companies in the room. But the impression he has about me is that I'm much bigger than him. So going back to that impression and the confidence which we bring to the table, that help customer to take confident decisions and work with company like us. So
Yeah, I think what we call the conviction. Yeah, very strong conviction in what you are able to do and deliver. Anand, one of the other things which I have been noticing from my last few months of knowing you, knowing Findability, is the fabric of the people who work with you in this company. And I see people here working from a reasonably long period of time, very happy, and there are no airs, there is a lot of simplicity, and it's generally speaking quite unlike, because you don't get to see this at many places, be it overseas or be it here in India. So what is this magic sauce?
So it's actually nothing magic, but after 20 years of working in corporate world, I've gone through an experience of being a nokar. And when I decided to set up the company, my first motto to myself was, I will not do in this company which I didn't like it in other companies. Okay, I cannot just now become a business owner and therefore, oh, you have to do this and therefore you behave that way. So that was my own, I keep a control on me. So I don't consider myself boss or a CEO or owner, and I never ever talk with. But the second thing which I always genuinely felt, and I think I've reasonably succeeded in this company, and which is a reflection of that, is that only one mantra, is that all the corporates today operate that authority is the truth.
Okay.
Whereas here, truth is the authority.
Awesome. Wow.
Because it is not because Anand said do this. Okay? And if somebody does it, that person gets a whack.
That's beautiful. That's profound.
And therefore the moment you remove the truth is the authority you bring in,
Right.
everybody's authority. So there's no level. So you will not see cabins in this office. Right?
Yeah.
You will not see cubicles or partitions. So why only authority has to be truth? I keep telling that yesterday we inducted new batch of interns. I said the difference between you and me, because they're all government college engineering students. The difference is only that God sent me on the earth 30 years before you. There's no difference.
Where does this thinking come from? Is it only from your corporate experience, or does it have more grounding in your growing up, your parents?
I think it's all above. It's all above, and it's a urge to create something, and the realization is that you cannot create with authority. Only authority. You need, and the authority should not be asked. It should be given to you, and therefore, just less corporate experience, more who I am, and more. Once you see the test of it, you get emotional about it, and then want to do more and leave it like that. And that has led to this success, because in this company there is no politics, no fights, no backstabbing. And my request to everybody is that why do we do jobs? To earn money. Now, can we earn money with some fun and relaxation and just having freedom? Why can't we do that? Customers are paying us, we are delivering them solutions. What else has to come in between? And I think that's what it's definitely a different culture. Means our customers confirm us, our partners confirm us, and we touch a lot of lives. That was one of my dream, that when I used to do job, when I go at a dining table, my half brain was occupied on company thoughts. So while my wife is sitting next to me, my two daughters are sitting next to me, I was half occupied into something else.
That's very candid, I'm saying. People, we experience this all the time, but no one says it the way you are expressing
It is, and I don't want that to happen to others. You can go and catch any person in this company and ask them that has, because of Anand, even single one night got ruined to you in last 10 years.
So because of Anand, there is Anand.
No, so because of work pressures, because of problems of work, that's okay, but it is part of profession, that's what we chose. But not because someone said something and something happened. So, and that gives, it's highly humans, we are all people. And I said that while many people shy away in saying that we come for work to earn money.
So I think here we are not only talking to you about AI, but we are really talking about the foundation of building a company, foundation of building culture.
No, because AI is, whatever you do, it should be done in this fashion or much better than this. I'm saying I just experimenting something and you come to this level. But in our company, we don't ask anybody, where are you? I have never ever asked someone calling saying, where are you? Because whenever somebody used to ask me, where are you? I used to get irritated.
Truth is the authority.
Yeah, truth is.
I take that big one.
But if you see, in every company, authority is the truth.
That's true. That's true.
And as I said, authority, they're knowledgeable, they're experts, but they cannot be true every time. And the day the authorities understand that and let it go and let everybody take decisions, things change.
I think these four words are beautiful. Truth is the authority. It can change the whole paradigm. It changes the whole paradigm. Anand, on this global AI thing, I have read recently from a Stanford report that a lot of organizations which are trying to, first, everyone wants to do something on AI, and there is a huge hue and talk about it. But most of the projects, a significant majority of the projects are failing. I want to share something about us with that why is that? What is the real reason of that? How do you really make sense out of this?
So first thing is, AI is seen as an extension of technology. In a way it's correct, but operationally it is incorrect. The technology departments over last 30-40 years in any corporate, they are groomed and structured towards implementing monolithic big applications like CRM and ERPs and HR managements. And so to implement those, to maintain those, to improve those, these technology departments are mammoth of armed forces, different technology tools, vendors. And then suddenly now this AI boom has come. There is a lot of talk about, oh, because of this AI, this will happen technology. So there is a fear of within the technology departments of the organizations that there will be, while interestingly we talk about other people are also fearful, will I lose my job? But the technology people are actually more fearful whether they will lose their job because of AI. So even the moment now any organization last 4 or 5 years, there is an initiative on AI, everybody would like to jump onto it and want to be part of it so that they feel relevant, they feel wanted, they feel involved. And therefore, there is a mad rush of saying, oh, we also have an AI department. So under the CIO, they will call some initiatives as the data science initiatives or digital transformation. This digital transformation word is overused. When I go to the corporation, I ask, so I want to meet the digital transformation head, and when we ask them what are you doing, they're actually doing digitization. And I tell them what is digital transformation. So the digitization means basically electronic or your content, making it available. The digital transformation is transformation of a business. It is not a technology. So like for example Uber. Okay, so the taxi business transformation from a physical taxi flagging on the road than an app driven economy for calling and paying and etc. That is a digital transformation. So not every company can go through digital transformation, but every company has a digital transformation department without knowing the meaning of digital transformation. So digital transformation means instead of physical flagging taxi, you have to have now an Uber app. So can a manufacturer company go through digital transformation? That transformation word is very important. So what I'm saying is that these words are loosely used. Some consultant comes and gives some GAN, makes this plans for a strategy for digital transformation, but it's nothing but digitization strategy. And then this data science and AI words are also loosely used, and any database administrator starts calling them as a data scientist. So there are many reasons for this. Where they don't want outside experts to come and help because they want to feel important, and therefore whereas now coming to the data science and AI, it is a technology, but it's a different technology. In fact, I urge whosoever controls or controlling authorities, which I have spoken in many forums, like NASCOM and etc., should define software and AI as a complete different field. Okay, you get it is not a software.
And therefore, I think, I'm sorry, I have been interrupting, but you have always been telling in our interactions that it is a leadership issue, it's a leadership question.
Yes.
Leadership has to understand
Yes, yes. And because it is a tool, finally it is a software code and etc. But AI is going to change fundamentally. Like for example, product design by AI. Okay, that is a completely different topic than implementing SAP. So we are deploying AI for designing products. That's wrong. So how do you phrase? Let's say digital transformation. Simple word. You find out how many companies even in Sambhajinagar are doing digital transformation, and ask them what are you doing digital transformation. There is a digitization. So we should just stop there. Nothing wrong.
Very, very valid point, because I think a lot of companies here are using that word.
Yes, left, right, center. So similarly, on there is a data science and AI, and ask them what are you doing in AI. Some scanning, something. So like some app is being used for. In fact, I present, and maybe today, the concluding session of the training we are doing jointly, we can. AI is a strategic tool. AI is a capability tool, and then AI is a financial return on investment tool. But this strategy and capability needs to be first achieved in order to get the financial ROI. Whereas left, right, center, everybody when they think about AI, they jump only on financial ROI.
That's true. That's true.
So they don't build strategy and capability, and the failure is inevitable.
Yeah, and also I think this a lot of businessmen this whole habit of wanting to straight jump to the ROI, this whole idea of seeing something tangible very fast, and I feel a little fearful at that time, particularly for cities like us or the Indian system as such, that I feel that if we don't adopt this in the right way and the way in which you and your team has been explaining to us in the last 2 days, the creation of data lakes and then unifying, I think we'll be seriously left behind,
Yes.
very badly left behind.
Totally. See, so digital transformation is not going to happen in any company which is of a legacy nature.
Okay.
Digital transformation happens only when you are thinking about a new idea. The transformation happens to that business sector. Okay, so therefore, as I said, show me, let's say, automotive manufacturing company. What's the digital transformation in that? What is a transformation? Means suddenly they make car out of paper and start flying? No, that's not. That word should be. So you should do data science, and yes, you should do machine learning, and then see which areas of application you should deploy. And therefore, it is most important because, as we yesterday talked about, every organization has data. And data is a new soil. I used 3 words yesterday. Data is a new soil. So you can now plant new seeds into that. That can sprout into big trees. So somebody has to critically look at it, what data I have. Second is, data is a currency. There may be some organization who has data. If they harness it well, they may be able to earn money on that. And third is that data is a new oil. So it's crude. Refine it and you can use fuel your engines.
Yeah, those are amazing analogies. Anand, now I come back to this city. You are from here, and I would like to ask you 2 very specific things. One, what is your advice to the industry and to the industrialists over here? Second, what is your advice to the students in this age of distraction, not doing enough math, not having the right fundamentals in place? And that is also a little bit aided because of the way the school system has become and the higher education system has become. So in that light, what is your advice to students?
So I'll start with student because I feel little authority on that in terms of saying something to students. I don't know whether I can tell something to the industrialist in this town because I am the smallest fly on the wheel. But coming to first students, since I have worked with many students and I'm a student of this town and college in this town, I don't see in the current generation the fire to work. Everybody is looking for that 1 minute khana, quick success, quick increments. Life doesn't happen that way. It has its own time, everything has its process. Students have to focus on acquiring knowledge, acquiring mannerisms. The whole Indian ethos which is being taught about respecting seniors, it has its values, it has a huge importance. Because of watching American TV, we can't go and call our dad John. Okay? So the students have to learn. Their interest is only to get certificates and come here. And when they come to work, they just want quick success. And if they don't work, see, I'm not asking them to work more. I'm asking them to work hard. 8 hours, I tell you here also, I don't want even 1 minute after 8 hours. I will kick you off from here. But when you are here 8 hours, you know how much mountains you can move in 8 hours? The amount of work you can do? Just heads down, finish the work. So students has to be studious. That's the reason they are student.
And just extending that, what is your advice or instruction or guidance to the faculty?
Faculty also has to study. I think our problem is threefold First is parents.
Right.
I think all parents everywhere, I want them to be awakened. Okay, first is don't push their kids where they don't want to go, and be a good parents. Only just because you are ladla or ladli doesn't matter in the market. So if they create an environment where they start asking questions, the students, half of improvement will happen. And then coming to faculty, what level of faculties we are recruiting, what trainings we are giving to faculties, what institutes are investing into them, what compensations we are giving it to them, why they will be motivated to come and teach. And plus, again, faculties have chosen on their own that profession. If they have chosen the profession, then deliver it with the utmost integrity and respect. And study is the only solution. Constant reading, references, travel, going, talking to people, talking to industry, and making sure students learn. I want to see Sambhajinagar colleges writing white papers every month. Currently, I am working with a University Michigan professor. He approached me, he is authoring a book, and he heard about that this is one of the probably few AI companies who have real live use cases. So now he came to me, he is taking permission and putting our use cases with lot of stuff on me and company and etc. But look at that professor, at the age of some 67, 68, his research on every company, every use case, how AI is helping, not helping. Why can't our researchers do it here? So faculties also have responsibility in producing good kids, but it's a two responsibility, parents, faculty, and then students themselves have to be a good material. And the industries, again, Aurangabad, Sambhajinagar, for the region of Marathwada is a very important town. We spoiled Pune, we spoiled Hyderabad, we spoiled Bangalore. I think we should make this city so beautiful, so livable, and create literally a heaven out of it. I think we have few industrialists or many industrialists in this town. They got a lot benefits from here. Okay, so I'm not saying they invest their personal money, but just create an ecosystem, an environment, and support system to each other to let industry come thrive here and make good communities and societies.
Well, these are important nuggets coming from you, and we'll do our best that they reach both students, parents, faculty, as well as the industry over here. Let me get on to my last question, and honestly, I think this conversation can go on for much, much longer. There's so much to talk, but the last one here is, I see you very, very honestly, few interactions we have had. I see you as someone very, very grounded. We talked about culture, and truth of the authority is also a very big statement of groundedness. How has your growing up helped you with this? In any way, I really don't like to use the word spirituality, I would say adhyatma. In any way, have adhyatma helped you? Have any Indian scriptures played a role or are playing a role in your life?
So, I grew up in a Maharashtrian Brahmin family, not religious the way people look at religiosity, but we had festivals, we had pujas. My parents, we had a teacher coming in the evening to teach us Shubham Karoti. Didn't know the importance of all that. We used to learn, rhyme it very well. And they never forced us. They never forced us to do puja or not do puja. They never told us that this religion is bad or this religion is good. So as we all average grew in our, we own chose path. In the youth, nothing matters. Same way it didn't matter to me. Yes, I went to temple, I always felt that there is something, some anchor is needed. But particularly when I became an entrepreneur, and it was a combination of maturity, growth, age, everything. There is a constant feel that this is not created by me. Okay? Now, I can't take credit of anything. I feel I'm working hard, I'm doing it. So, about 14 years ago, I started thinking, just to keep health well, wanted to do it yoga. So, started yoga. there's an author named Devdutt Patnaik, which you may have known
Yes,
very
of
well,
course.
and he has authored my Gita book.
Yes.
So while I never had a chance to go through the Gita, but if you just read that Gita from Devdutt Patnaik, that each chapter starts giving answers to many of your questions. And then I started deciding to learn some mantras and chants and rhymes which are being in the Indian philosophy and doing meditation. This entrepreneur journey has gone from many times to a level where I had zero bank balance, and about 100 people need to be paid tomorrow, to legal threats, to people stealing our intellectual property, to all weird things have happened in this time. Whatever you name it, and has happened. But to remain calm in that, the principle that you didn't bring anything and you're not going with anything. Who taught us this? This is the culture we grew up.
Yeah.
So chanting mantras, doing meditation, going inwards, and again these are big words which we cannot explain what is going inward, but just I am responsible. It's, if tomorrow customer fails because of some person here did a bad job, but I was responsible in recruiting that person, right? So that reduces a lot of pressure on you. Yes, it's weird that you are taking responsibility, but then I'm not yelling at someone, I'm not angry, I'm not creating a big show. So yes, I think as I said, there are overused words like spirituality, but going inward is what I learned, and last 10 years, started 14 years ago, but last 10, 11 years I have probably quote unquote mastered the process. Now, I can't really say I mastered, but mastered the process for me to be anchored, be on the ground. So you can ask anybody in Findability Sciences, has Anand ever was angry? People know when I don't like something,
Right.
but that's just probably a one word or my facial expression or body language. But they also know that what mistake happened.
Right.
Therefore, there is no mental issues. I mean, this running a business, someone can go mad. And again, just keeping a cool composure, managing family, managing team, and just constantly reminding yourself that what you are doing is your responsibility. You are creating it.
It's like if I were to sum up what you said, to live as if it was the last day, but to build as if it were not.
Yeah.
I think, Anand, during the conversation, you spoke about this first program which you did was Ram, 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 Ram. And our scriptures, generally, they are very bold scriptures, you know, and there are people who have understood them are even more bolder. And they have this to say that there is nothing which is not given in our scriptures. Yeah. There is nothing like that. So I was trying to see कि हमारे scriptures में data का क्या है. So, and of course I did not find any direct references. But then I think we could map something. And we did a small amount of work on that, very small amount of work with matching the modern data principles with the wisdom given in Ramcharitmanas. We would like to show that to you now.
Sure.
So Anand, this is what I was just talking to you about, data wisdom inspired by Ramcharitmanas. So we could do 15 such principles mapped to different values of Lord Ram himself or given in the Ramcharitmanas. So for example, when we talk about intent or dharma, in the data sense, it is ethical data use. So like this, we have mapped these. I think we were inspired to do this more from what we have spoken to you in the past, but this is also a gift of gratitude to Findability Sciences for this.
Thank you very much.
Maybe we can show it on the camera. So I hope somewhere in some office of yours,
This same office
this can find a place.
find place right here. So this is good, I think. But yeah, as you rightly said, every scripture of Indian.
Yeah, and therefore it dawned on me that our scriptures just have everything.
Yeah,
if
there's
if
nothing
we
new because-
yeah.
And I always say that even AI is based on the principle of statistics, right? And statistics is in nature.
Oh yes,
So
yes,
it's,
yeah.
it's already somebody has already
Yeah.
done that before us.
The very same thing has been converted into a pack of flashcards.
Wow.
And if you have time this evening, we would like you to talk about this for a minute and hand over this to the participants on your own.
Yes.
So this is for the participants.
I'll come there.
Yes, fantastic. Well, Anand, thank you so much. It has been a big pleasure to talk to you, a lot of learning.
Right.
And we hope, we would also like to thank you for the partnership we are trying to build together. Thank you
for
very,
having me.
very
Great
much.
pleasure.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward for more activities like this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.